Alright, so I know I got a couple videos out there that say rebuild vid, but this is the actual first stepping stone of the rebuild. The other ones were tearing everything out, getting it all cleaned up and ready. This one is going to be prep work, okay? What prep work is preparing something for the actual work that needs to take place. And the back wall of these Silverados has a lot of different steps to it right here. I got a laser on. My offset from the laser to the wall is 1 inch. And we are exactly in the angle of the corner up there. So I know once I build this out to match that 1 inch mark, I'll be exact with up there. So I took a piece of 1/4 inch, piece of 3/4, since I don't have any extra 1 inch laying around, and I made my own 1 inch. Just make sure when you have your butts in the board like that you stagger them. Got one there, and the 1/4 inch we got one there. So you definitely want to stagger your joints or your butts in the board when you do something like this. That makes it a lot more stronger. If you have 2 breaks at the same point, it makes it very weak. You'll notice that if you ever make that mistake, when you go to pick it up, it'll practically break in half. So anyways, screws were a little long, so I took an angle grinder on the back side, just grinded them all off. Pretty much at this point, just got to let this piece cure up and let it become one piece. And after that's done, we'll go and mount it on the back wall. Alright, so it is the next day. This thing's had a chance to cure overnight. Just wanted to show you guys what I was talking about, because yesterday it was a little bit flimsy, and today we have one solid piece. This thing ain't gonna come apart, and it definitely is not going to bust or break. So very solid now, and Gorilla Glue is some pretty good stuff. So I would like to use 1 inch, but I'm not going to go all the way down, waste a bunch of gas, and you know, just so I can cut off a 14 by 60 piece of 1 inch. So I have this stuff here, made my own piece. Alright, so here we go with the back wall. When you swirl on the Gorilla Glue, it'll look like that at first. That's the end result. That's what you want right there. You want it to be nice and got some notches throughout there. That way it'll suck up tight. And this thing is going to become one piece with the back wall, and that's what I want, because there's going to be 30 to 40,000 watts in here walled off. And especially with the wall, you want everything to be right, because things can go wrong with a wall really quickly, and you do not want to have to pull it apart and do things over. Especially when there's going to be about 8 of those sheets of Baltic birch in here. So definitely don't want to go messing up on a with all the internal bracing and everything. It's going to be about a $700 enclosure, and that's with me building it. So very expensive, very time consuming. Definitely want to slow down and take your time on something like this, and that's what I'm doing. So on the enclosure, I'm not going to rush. There's certain things you can make move a little bit faster, and I will eventually, but not on this. So hope you guys will be patient with me. Alright, so now I'm to the part that I've always wanted to do, just never committed to. Once you do this, you know for sure you're never going back to factory with the seats. Gonna cut these off. These are the part that the seat clamps around and hangs off of right there. So those are coming out. Got my own little homemade shield here. Hope I don't start a fire, but I would rather do that than pit these windows. So all right, here we go. All right, so here we go. 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 All right, so now those are off, and looks pretty good. I did not start any fires, that's a good thing, and I also saved my window from getting pitted. So all right, good deal. And for those of you who have a Silverado or any truck for that fact, and you're wondering why I'm doing this, just take your back seat out for a minute and hit the back wall back here, and it definitely will not sound like that, guaranteed, not unless you've done this. This is going to make this back wall very, very rigid, so even with all the power that I'm putting in it, it should not affect the back window at all. And also it will help me for a connection point for this enclosure to be made a part of the truck. So also gonna put a piece of MDF or the birch up here, make me a couple poles that are just a little bit too long, and beat them into the platform down here so it holds that piece up nice and tight with some industrial adhesive that I just happen to know about, and it's able to stay flexible but also cures really solid. So anyways, that's where we're at this point.